this some Aghanims building support Alchemist, or is Weaver a support? Because Weaver, he's got 3... yeah, they're both cores for sure. Okay, so the cores are Alchemist, Weaver, and Earth Spirit. I believe Alchemist will be on the off lane, and Weaver will be most likely on the safe lane with Tusk. I think that would make the most sense, because Tusk Weaver with tag team is really strong. I don't really like that he went for Hive Mind on a position 1 Weaver though.
Yeah, I don't like
That's
this
one
either.
thing. Yeah, basically you have to go for more levels of the swarm, but you have Tusk with you, and you have tag team, so you'd rather have Gemnet attack, but you'd just rather have Gemnet attack regardless, because
Top lane, let's see if they can get this quick cash onto Disruptor. He dodges the first stone, he should be fine. Very nice. Broke their smoke as well while he was at it, and I don't think they saw him blocking the camp.
30 seconds.
Did they? Oh, they did. Okay. John is gonna deward it. It's all good. What? Also, it seems like the Bristleback is indeed gonna be playing position 5 with the items that he's bought right now. It looks like Disruptor's going into the off lane as the pause 4.
so 5 Bristle. Yeah. Well, we have seen that in the past, right? It's not Rocket. Could be annoying. Could definitely be annoying. But this bot lane is also not that simple for us, not Rocket Bristle, I have to say.
Yeah, small skirmish over this ward right now.
Small, this is massive.
Sunshi taking so much damage. What a massive blast. They are about to bring down the Brewmaster as well as the Disruptor. And it's not over just yet because they also managed to get the connection onto this BB. 3 heroes died. Does cost them the life of Kachal from the off lane, but what a start to the game. And to make matters worse, did they get the rune? They did. They also got the rune as well. That is just a terrible start to the game for the side of Ambrella.
Holy moly! That was the manliest 4-on-4 that I have ever seen. Literally just everyone running into each other's spell. Damn! Beautiful. I have to admit, beautiful.
Did almost 900 damage in that fight.
Guy is a boss. Illuminate.
Oh, mid lane. Might see another kill here. Skewer underneath the tier 1 tower. Pastel, can he get away from this? The tower going up the hill. It will connect, but he did manage to bottle on the way up. Dude, if they don't get that early kills, right, and the early gold for the bottle, he actually just dies there and it gives first blood to Magnus. Bottom lane, we are going to end up losing Coddle. One more hit of the right click is going to be enough. And the Brewmaster able to make it happen. And the tip on top. And the PM.
Damn! Is Mad Boy right there. His nickname is not very nice as well, by the way, I have to say. If you translate it, it's not very nice. But he seems like a nice guy, regardless. Okay, they made a small comeback. Very nice. In the lane, at least down bottom. This you gotta. Coddle is one of the fastest heroes, but he has no boost, no wind lace, and then the kill mid, a mid kill.
Solo kill, brother.
You were doing
and
very
it's
well.
one thing to solo kill the enemy Earth Spirit if you drag him underneath your tier 1 like you tried earlier. He dove the Earth Spirit's tier 1 and still gets the kill. Yo! Shut MESWA! We're seeing some stuff here, baby. We have a game on our hands.
Yeah, we have a game. I was thinking this is gonna be bot lane as well now. Look at this. Another one.
Getting gone on. He's gonna die. The Faceless Void gets the kill and there's not enough follow-up damage from Delight. This off-lane Alchemist dead for the second time in this game. We have more than a game on our hands. We have a close one too.
Holy moly. And the DC on the Tusk. He's raging out. Stun. Yeah, crazy game so far. Boots on Bristleback already. He can run you down with Goo. And what's a problem as well for Delight on this Coddle, he doesn't have Blinding Light. And he went for Illuminate. I feel like he dealt a lot of damage in that fight, but it's almost never reverted now, going for Illuminate level 1. I love Illuminate position 4 Coddle, but not having Blinding Light just makes you very susceptible to some feed streaks in the lane.
Speaking of his lane, actually, he's being paired up with the Alchemist right now. We touched on the fact that it was going to be Alch off lane. It is indeed the case. What do you make of Alchemist when he is in the off lane position here? Like, what's the build? How effective is the hero relative to playing carry?
I mean, I think he just wanted to play I think Winterberry probably feel that they're much stronger, which so far in the laning stage they didn't really demonstrate, but they might have felt they're stronger. They went for the Alchemist. He's actually queuing up Radiance. Some games we see this from the offlane Alchemist where they go full carry mode, and some games we see something a bit more selfless, maybe Aghanim's build or maybe some Solar Crest Blink build, you know, just making sure that they can fight all the time. You play around your stun, be pretty strong. But so far, he has Radiance queued up, so he wants to carry.
See if he's able to get there in time. Gonna still take a while, especially with the pace that he's setting at the moment after the secondary death in the game. For Ambrella, how are the other lanes going? Mid lane obviously is going to be a win for them. They got that solo kill. Magnus should be able to just win the lane naturally anyway, so he's got a massive boost. And this top lane, you were mentioning how Malfurion's going to be forced into going for the Swarm. For me, the big impact about going for this is you still will be able to get your farm in the lane, but without Geminate attack, there's very little hope of actually killing these heroes, the Disruptor and the Brewmaster here. So you're just going to have to play the lane a lot more honestly, so you don't have the opportunity to just like continually chain punish the Disruptor for being out of position.
Yeah, you can probably still bring enough damage to kill him, but it is a bit harder. Gemnet attack is just absolutely wonderful. They have Snowball, they don't. TP out, easy clap. He did TP to base. That's one mistake, by the way, from the Disruptor. Like, now he's gonna have to run all the way back top. Could have TP to the tier 1 tower.
He still had 3 tangos and enough money to buy a salve as well, so I'm not sure why he went all the way home.
I just panic maybe. They go on you, you press, you spam that TP.
To be fair, they also went on him right after the pause, and we've spoken at length about how pauses can just disrupt your flow of Dota, so it makes sense. Down bottom. They might go Charl again. Just gonna turn around with the stun. Throws it onto the bristleback, so Ebushi will be okay. Another contestation over these little lotuses. Cirrus falls extremely low, but so does Delight. Neither one of the carriers, though, wants to really commit too much for this one, so looks like it'll just be a cessation of hostilities down bottom. As top lane, they're diving in onto the Disruptor. Not going to be able to kill him. The Swarm Bug dies when he's on 13 HP, Liz, but he will live.
Yeah, he will, and Brew. One thing that he's not doing is he's not killing this bug fast enough. I don't think he's respecting how much XP Malfurion is getting off of that. He's gonna be level 4 now. That's kind of insane. Like, he got so much XP.
Level 4 versus the level 2 Brew, and now he does have a point into the Geminate attack. So these heroes need to be very careful in this top lane. Honestly, I'm very shocked that they haven't dove again just yet. I'm gonna wait for the next wave,
maybe.
probably.
Yeah, next Ice Shards, I feel like if they can catch someone in them, they'll probably go. Brew, 17-1 charges, boots. He's not an easy target to kill, even if you do get everything on him. He's got the roll out the barrel at least, so that makes him a little easier to kill.
There's gonna be a TP top. They're bringing the Magnus here. They want to try and make a play happen. SY gets a very nice shockwave. They're looking towards this Weaver. He does have Sakuchi in 2 seconds. Do they have the damage? Yes, they do. The glimpse secures the kill, and now look at this. The pushback onto the Disruptor enables him to survive a moment longer, and though it won't keep his life alive, it might open up the space for a turnaround. Instead, the turnaround comes from the other side. It's the Rolling Thunder coming in from this Earth Spirit. Not able to find himself an escape though. SY, he dies to the damage from the Rolling Boulder as well as the Ice Shot Snowball combination. So the top lane ends up being a 2-for-1 exchange. This time though, Winter Bears make the better rotation.
Yeah, but that right there was the perfect example why you cannot go for Hive Mind Carry Weaver. Or you can, but you will be punished more often than not bot lane. Kachal, he should be fine. Yeah. Or if he turns, maybe he won't be fine. Let's see.
He's actually dead. Sunsi's here. They got level 2 glimpse. He's dead. He's dead, bro. He's dead. They're gonna glimpse him. He's caught right there. Cyrus gonna try and finish him off. It's gonna be the Quill Spray that gets the kill, but still ends up going in their favor.
We got a game, Monsieur Snare.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long one, I feel, as well.
Oh, top lane might lose Brewmaster, but no, he's fine.
This is looking way closer than any other game, because like when you look at the both teams, they're the way they move and the way they play, it makes me feel like they're literally the same MMR, and that's like ranked 4000 or maybe unranked Immortals. That's truly how it feels to me. A lot of, like, you can see that they have the skill in their fingers, but a lot of moves perhaps are unnecessary. Makes for a fun Dota 9 out of 10 times. I'm hyped. Like, I actually woke up.
I mean, you said at the beginning that you wanted an exciting game. That's what we're getting right now. Oh, bottom? Kajal? He started channeling the stun. He's gonna self-stun here. And they saw him. They know that this happened, but they don't have enough move speed to catch up in time. Kind of a dangerous moment. On the other side, though, Pastel wants to try and secure his team positioning around the shrine here, as they're potentially going onto Sunshi as well. There's a lot of magnetized damage going out onto the Disruptor. Should be able to stay alive for now, though. Trying to TP out. He does get home. He's all good.
Yeah, what about bot?
Bottom. Oh, first chrono of the game is going to lead to a self-stun on the Alchemist as well. And now here comes in Pastel. Going to try and make sure that they burst away this Faceless Void. They kill the Bristleback first. And TP out is going to be forced from this Faceless Void. First chrono of the game. Not only do they get a kill on their side, they also take back their shrine. So that's a lot of experience going the way of Winter Bears.
Yeah, no Geo Grip on Earth Spirit. Maybe they could have killed the Void as well if they had that one. But Winter Bears moving a bit nicer, taking top. However,
they try to go for this kill here, but they haven't tried to trigger out the kinetic field just yet. The attempted TP, will it be there in time? Yes. No RP available from SY. No way to cancel the TP out. Really close moment for Malfurion Storm Rage. He's gone.
Dude, having level 3 Swarm on a Carry Weaver is illegal. I'm gonna just call it illegal. Like, you don't move through the camps fast enough. You don't farm fast enough. You don't have a way of getting away. Pastel also doesn't have a way, unfortunately for him.
Does have a way to the fountain though. It's going to be given an express trip by the Winter Bears lineup. It's like, thanks boys, I'm going to go hang out on the fountain. I appreciate it. That's also one, you know, the point that you're making about his farm speed, right? Is he has all this experience, but in this point in time, for the next like 5-7 minutes, where he's not really going to be encountering enemy heroes, he's going to be so reliant on the swarm to farm. But even at high levels, the cooldown on this spell is just extreme.
Yeah, it's lower than the level 140 seconds, sure, but it's definitely nicer. But it's still, I'd still rather have Sakuchi 2 times or even 3 times than the Swarm once. And it's like, once you get level 4, really damn strong in teamfights as well.
You know, even though they got that kill just now, we'll talk about it in a second, they're jumping in onto the Faceless Void. They want to try and bring down Cyrus. Rush forward by Malfurion Storm Rage, but again, only level 1 Sakuchi, so he has no way to catch up to the time of this Faceless Void. He's going to wait for him on the high ground. He hit him with this time dilation. What can he do here? Time Walk is going to be available. Okay, thankfully Delight is there to hit him with that young chakra magic, give him back his cooldowns. But one thing I was going to mention is you saw that kill onto the Alchemist. It took them so long for the side of Ambrella, despite the fact that he was literally 1v4 for 30 seconds.
I'm just gonna go once again. Oh, you know what I learned? So basically there was a change to this support Weaver, where Hive Mind got nerfed. It got nerfed in a way that if you use Yules or Astral Imprisonment, basically anything that makes you invincible destroys the bugs. Well, guess what? Time Walk makes you invincible for a second. So Faceless Void, every time he gets the Swarm on him, all he needs to do is use Time Walk and the bug is gone. Like, he doesn't actually have to hit it. So I wasn't even, like, I completely forgot about that interaction. I thought that will not be the case, but it is.
No, honestly, one of my favorite parts about being part of working Dota is when you're watching a game, you're with somebody, and then you both discover some new interaction that you didn't know about before. You're like, oh, that's how it works. I see, I see.
It's like a relationship, you know. We find things out about each other, but also about our love child, Dota. Kachal.
The Charles out here. He should be fine, right? There is a chrono, yes, but they have a glimpse back. Do they have the damage to finish him off? We're trying to channel up the stun right now. They're holding the Coddle at bay. There's going to be a blinding light force forward, and they realize they actually don't have the damage to do this. They back off on the side of Ambrella.
Oh, he didn't go for recall actually on Keeper. Interesting as well. Going for. That's also fine. It's not that bad versus some of these heroes. It's just like in competitive, I think recall is generally better.
Now. Magnus is about to die, isn't he? We're gonna try for this though. Reinforcements coming in. Oh no!
Gets chronoed.
Whiffed chronoed. Only catches his own teammates. They managed to get out with the Zerd Spirit. Now can they pursue the further fight? Malfurion and Storm Rage on the front lines. Gets himself RP'd. Held in position and he's killed. No way to survive this one, and now can they pursue the further fight? Cyclone up onto the Coddle. Delight almost certainly to end up falling here. And that will indeed be the case. Two heroes brought down. Despite the whiffed Chronosphere, they still can win the fight thanks to the RP as well as the Brewmaster ultimate.
You don't get it. That was a zoning chrono.
Glimpse back. Look what they found. It's Pastel. Can they kill him in time? No, they cannot. That's the one weakness we identified about their draft, the lack of damage. So when they lack damage, all is going to be bad for them. But underneath towers, when they can level all their spells, it looks very good.
Yeah, disables as well, right? Like they have RP and Glimpse, and that's and Chrono, but very costly. And the Glimpse back home.
He messed up. Malfurion messed up. He got Glimpse, but he used time lapse before the Glimpse finished, so it still sends him back to the fountain.
Yeah. Well, he can go back somewhere else to farm. He's queuing up a Midas, by the way. Yeah. This isn't a hero that, as the game progresses, becomes stronger and stronger against the enemy team. You do become stronger, of course, but I'd rather see him apply pressure than buy a Midas. Especially with this build, like he went Dragonlance Falcon Blade. I feel like this is Desto with a shard after, almost always.
Gonna try and get a kill top. Let's see if they can catch up to the Brewmaster, and indeed they can. Yep. He ends up before the Earth Spirit arrived because Malfurion, yet again, only has level 2 into Sakuchi, so the cooldown was really long. He couldn't keep up the chase, but thankfully Pastel was there to make it easy.
It's like, he's level 9 now, but the enemy carry is also level 9. It's like, this Hive Mind almost... It doesn't feel that impactful, basically. Even though the Void is 204, so that does help.
Top tower is under attack.
Smoke play right now from Ambrella. Where are they going to go? There might be a small contest around the Wisdom Shrine, sadly, already being taken away by this Tusk, but Faceless Void took the other one, so this time they will not be bereft of all that experience like they were last time.
Yep, both teams snatching the shrines. Alchemist farming a lot, by the way. He has a absolutely massive stack in the jungle.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I guess if you play this Alchemist offlane and the game is going this slowly, where the enemy team is not really applying that much pressure, you can sort of get away with having 2 carries, right? So you can guarantee the outscale on the enemy team.
Yeah, it definitely feels that way. All you gotta do is just farm, farm, farm. And you do have an Alchemist, so you should come out on top. Generally, you should at least. That's what Alchemist does the best, right? He farms faster.
Just realized something. When you are outlining the fact that Malfurion is going for the Midas, he's going for Midas while his offlaner is going for Radiance, bro. That is just greed redefined. And guess what? Not Pastel is doing on the mid Earth Spirit, also going for Hand of Midas.
Yeah. These guys want to take it slow and steady. They want to take it late. They want to wrestle in the mud for an hour, you know? Who cares about objectives early on when you can... What's crazy is they're playing like they're behind, you know? The way they're itemizing and playing. Just because of that one RP chrono under the tier 1 tower, I feel like it made them feel they're behind, so they have to do this. When in fact, they're 1k ahead with an Alchemist, which isn't amazing, but far from being bad.
The Alchemist might be in danger here, though. There's a smoke, 3 heroes coming from the north. Disruptor already scouting him from the south. He is in some peril here. They're gonna go on the Raptor in the meantime. Does drop the Static Storm, but now they have found Kachal. Can Kachal get out of here? Dive forward. We do have Chrono, but I don't want to expend it just yet. Just a free kill onto Kachal, but now Fury and Storm Rage caught inside the Chrono. Do they have the damage to kill him? No. He's still alive for now, but now he's been dusted up, trying to escape, doing his utmost to get out of here. Unfortunately, he has now been caught. He has now been killed. They will lose the Magnus in exchange for this, though. It's not a free fight for the side of Ambrella, but they can still get more out of this, as Sirius is able to now bring down the additional support on the Tusk. Earth Spirit falls as well. Delight needs to get the hell out of here. Try to TP out right now. Bash, no. Sirius not so lucky, but nonetheless, they have won the fight. 4-2, a massive influx of gold for their lineup. And although they lost some very important core heroes, the most important one does survive, both Brewmaster as well as the Faceless Void.
Dude, Faceless Void dealt 5,000 damage that fight. Like, what in the hell? I guess time dilation is absolute.
It's used now. SY able to get the RP. It only catches the Weaver. So they are still alive with Cyrus here, but they end up just losing the Magnus. Cyrus trying to get out. He managed to destroy the bugs, like you mentioned, through the immediate jump. What a nerf to Weaver, honestly. With this, it was tough enough already, fam. Now it's even worse.
Yep. Absolutely.
Goes up the stun, finds Bristle underneath the tower. They do get this kill. And they need this building. Like, one thing that's been really plaguing them is that even if they find these skirmishes, they have not brought down any major structures outside of the top one. So this one has to go away.
Yeah, 5 main Dodo. 5 main Doto, 15, 17, 18 minutes in, straight into the Tormentor, because that's still up and available. They have a lot of minus armor. They have the Tusk. This should be quick. Who gets it? Let's see. All of these shards are good. Tusk gets it. The other one was on Coddle, which was an option as well. He actually already has his. So it was between Coddle, it was between Tusk and Earth Spirit.
You were doing very well.
I guess you're happier with the Tusk, right? Like, the other one is also fine, but...
The other one gets like better later in the game. Right now, I think this is fine. Something interesting as well that I want your opinion on right now. So the way that the game has been unfolding, obviously, has been a lot of skirmishing, a lot of fighting. Do you think Deso is the right item for Malfurion to go on his Weaver right now?
Well, if you skirmish a lot, you generally want the Deso. It's good. I feel like Deso on Weaver in general is good. Like, there are different ways of building this hero. There's like 3-4 different builds for carry Weaver, and all of them are decent. I don't mind the Deso at all. Like, if you wanna farm a lot, you can go for a Mjolnir build. But you can also fight with that one, of course, as well. This one is good, but I don't see a shard queued up, and that bothers me a bit. Because this build, for it to work really well, you need a shard.
Kill onto Delight. That's where I was going next, is that, like, for me, whenever you go Deso, you kind of need shard as well to make it really good. So the gold investment is more extreme than just going for straight up Mjolnir. And we'll talk about gold in a second, because there's going to be an engagement going in the top lane. They have found this Alchemist. They also found Weaver. They glimpsed them both back into the RP. Do they want a Chrono on top of this? Not necessary so far. Static Storm doing so much damage, but they don't get any of the kills that they need in the opposite direction. They've already lost the Alchemist. They've lost the Weaver. Finally, the reinforcements are able to bring down the Faceless Void, but it's still a massive loss overall. Ambrella, can they reach for more? They have vision right now onto Johnny. They see where this Tusk is at. Pastel, he rolls in, but maybe it's not the place he really wants to be. Massive magnetized though, catching onto 3. They are able to bring down SY right now, and as well as the Disruptor falling low to all this AoE magic damage. Massive fight here from Pastel. He's going to roll forward, perhaps looking for the Bristle. Not going to be able to get that catch. But man, this Spirit Vessel and the damage he laid out with this magnetized, oh my goodness. I don't think he just turned this fight, Liz. I think this might have just turned the whole damn game.
He's massive on the Earth Spirit. We'll be buying out his Midas finally now with this fight. He's gonna be very rich boy. The problem with this very rich boy is that he's an Earth Spirit versus some heroes that generally love buying BKBs, plus versus a Brewmaster that just doesn't care lately with his ulti. So you gotta make it work right now, and he is making it work for now on the Earth Spirit. Once those BKBs are up, the game becomes tough for him.
Throw the stun out onto this Bristle. He should have enough to get the easy kill here. As we got the Midas onto the Earth Spirit. Tusk has his own Midas as well. Alchemist has Radiance. The Weaver did give up on the Midas idea, but did go for the Deso. So I don't think Winter Bear ever heard the phrase, or they must have heard the phrase, greed is good, and they took it to heart. That's not a cheat, that is just their ethos of how to play Dota.
He's going for BKB next on Weaver. I'm not sure if I love it. Like, you are playing into Chrono and RP. There's of course a reason why you want to get it. You're playing into a Disruptor. Static Storm is really good against you. But yeah, it's not like the highest value BKB game ever, but still it makes the game easier for you, and I'm completely fine with that. You can just press the BKB and care only about the big spells. You won't get messed with by some Cyclone and Glimpse and stuff.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Wouldn't you rather he just goes for like raw high stats? So like SMY, Skadi, Heart, or something like this?
Yep. I mean, that was my point. These kind of items are better if you... It all depends, really. Like, BKB makes it easier for 99% of players to play the game, so go for it if you really like it. He could go SNY Skadi as well, which would be decent, even into all these melee cores, but this is also fine.
Personally, that's the build that I generally tend to go, the SMI Skadi. Just become practically unkillable. In the meantime, Bristleback did die elsewhere to Pastel. Oh, they get the stun onto the Brewmaster. They find him. Pastel, can he escape from middle? Cyrus right on top of him, and they will not allow that to happen. He dies at the same time. Brewmaster also gets ran down, hit by this Desolator. Now, Fury and Storm Rage getting his second Deso kill of the game. Feeling very good about the item right now, but overall, Winterbear, we've just been hunting these heroes down for sport across the map. It feels like we're watching War Crimes right now for the last 2 minutes.
I love how far they went for that Coddle, by the way, trying to catch him. This is a Coddle with 460 movement speed and 4 staff. If they had Harpoon, maybe they can get him. Without the Harpoon, there is no way in hell. But that's something I want to see on the mag. Our Harpoon on him would be very good. Disruptor, by the way, is slow and steady, but he's getting there. He's got two pieces of his Aghanim Scepter. He's enjoying this game.
What do you think? Which Aghanim's upgrades are stronger than the Disruptor one? Bottom. We'll talk about it in a second while you think about that, because we might have a small skirmish. Smoke up by Ambrella. They're heading bottom. They want to try and find Kachal here, but also this Tusk is here. Sadly, they can't find the full catch. So the question is, how do they escape from the... Johnny
maybe they can
could
fight.
get glimpsed back, but it's not going to happen just yet. Static Storm will be thrown in onto Kachal, but he escapes the kinetic field. He's not going to be caught. He jumps underneath the tier 2 tower, and they brought down the Disruptor. In the meantime, look where the Weaver is at. Diving towards the damn base. Almost able to kill off the Bristle, but Bristle able to remove the Storm Bugs. Keep himself fighting.
I think... I'm not sure. He got fed mana, so his Sukuchi was refreshed, but then he just attacked the Bristle instead of running through him, getting on top of him with Sukuchi. Because he could have killed him, for sure. And then used ulti out before getting chronoed. But maybe he just misclicked on the hero. Sometimes it happens. You right-click to move somewhere and the hero is there. You attack. It's pretty big.
No.
It has the brooch.
You know what happened? As he got the refresh, he was like, brother, I don't have skitter step. I can't slow him down, so sorry. I can't do it.
Maybe that as well, yeah.
Does Void sense this gank coming towards him right now? Does have a TP scroll to try and escape from this. They seem to have a very good idea of where he's at. They're gonna see him. They saw him. They got him. The question is, do they have the damage to actually kill him? They're gonna start things off right now. Cyrus Does have the Chrono TP out combination if he really wants to, but that opportunity is now too late. It's past Kachal. Kachal's gonna self-stun. Doesn't have the range. They can't catch him. Listen, he's out. What a miracle.
Yeah, he had a lot of luck with the Manta. Like, he ended up on the side of the shards where he's free to roam instead of ending up where his illusions were completely blocked.
Bottom. There's no shards available for this Weaver though, so the first Aegis will be taken away. At the same time, his Sakuchi hits are able to bring down the life of this Disruptor. And now with Chrono out, Malfurion, will he die? Yes. Enough right-click damage with the Diffusal Blade, Manta, all the good stuff from Cyrus. They do end up losing another hero on Delight afterwards, but the fight is still ongoing. Look at John caught in right now. SY provided some cover with the RP. Cyrus supplied the damage. And all of a sudden, this Faceless boy is starting to become a real big problem, Liz. Bottom, the fight's not even over. Magnus about to die, but oh my goodness, gets onto the high ground. BKB skewer out, and they can't catch him. Pastel and Kachal went the wrong direction, and now they have to deal with the Brewmaster split that is making hell on earth for Pastel. He can't go anywhere, forced to try and retreat towards the south. Cyrus is chasing him. They want to try and catch him in some fashion. Kachal will run interference, but no. Lincoln Sphere will block off the access to the stun from the Alchemist. The bash is onto Pastel, kills him off. Kachal came too far forward, so his life will also be forfeit.
Under attack.
And Winter Bear just bleeding kill after kill after kill. They will pause here, Liz, but it's not going to change the outcome of this fight.
It's crazy. They're still 4K ahead, by the way. This game is absolutely insane. These two teams have just been duking it out for the last 10 minutes. Like, absolutely no like farming or anything like that. Maybe a little bit by the Void, but everyone else is just fighting with or without ultis, man. This is some real Dota. See it. Just fight. Full Davai. Hell yeah.
That's the Dota we like, man. Just for context, for how many kills this game has had, right? The last two series that we had together, combined, my friend, and I mean combined, right? Had a combined total of 71 kills, right? In this game, just with these two teams already, all we need to do to reach that combined total is to get each team 13 more kills apiece. And I'm pretty sure we're going to reach that before this game concludes.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. The way this is going, there is no way in hell that we don't. I feel like maybe... Do you have a favorite, by the way? Looking at how these two teams play, do you have a team where you'd say, okay, these guys are a bit better? Because I don't.
I don't have a team favorite, but I do have a draft favorite. I think if you're at this stage of the game, there are 4K ahead, yes, on Winter Bear, but man, dude, like, you have scaling, yes, you have the Alchemist, you have Earth Spirit, you have Weaver, but man, Faceless Void later, like, these heroes do nothing against Void in the ultra late game, so I'm more worried for Winter Bear than I am for the side of Ambrella at the moment, so I kind of hope that Winter Bear, I understand why they're trying to pick up the tempo right now, playing as fast as humanly possible, because if you don't, and you're playing slowly the way that they have been, for like before the last 5 minutes, this game becomes impossible if you're not like decisively winning. This Faceless Void, hell, you mentioned it. The Aghanim's Disruptor is not that far away, and they do not have any items that can deal with this. They don't even have the heroes that can deal with this. It just completely
They do. They have one item. I'll let you figure it out who it is.
One item. Weaver Aghanims?
No, they already have the item. They already have the way.
They already have it? Let's see. It's not gonna be Manta. It's not gonna be the... What item, Drew? Tell me. What are you talking about?
I will tell you. Figure it out already.
Okay.
They can
so an item that's gonna help them against Chronosphere, right?
Yeah, it's already up.
Oh, Aghanim set to Earth Spirit. I see.
They have the Aghanim's Earth Spirit, and of course this isn't... Okay, these guys needed a toilet break. It happens. It happens, of course. It's not only these big Aghanims. Like, of course, you can go for a Wind Waker, right? On Wind Waker on one of these boys. So there's a bunch of stuff possible. Maybe a Wind Waker on Coral, on Tusk later on down the path, down the road, down the mighty road of Dota.
This might be the first time, Liz, no? Normally, you're the one that is accusing me of being too optimistic. Bro, a 7,000 gold item from these supports, the way the game is going, it can happen, but it's going to be so long before it emerges.
And what you think this game is gonna end fast, bro? You're mental. This is
Okay, that's true.
this is minute 7. Like this year, like we had a very fast series before this one. I'm telling you, this one is gonna go like 70 minutes. We're in for a long ride, my friend.
Don't
Buckle up, buckaroo.
Do you know, Lizard, actually, I was thinking about this the other day, right? You and I, when we've been casting together, we'll only get the mega games when we are on panel, and only twice has it happened in the game when we're doing Eastern Europe. I don't think we've gotten that many 60 long, 70-minute games elsewhere for some reason. I don't know why.
Do you want me to be nice or to tell you why?
Tell me why, bro. Just hit me.
Because we're casting MESWA. These teams are kinda different than the most regions, and then you end up with teams that either cannot finish because I mean you end up with some Nigma team that 10 minutes or VP or X Chimera, or you end up in a game like this one where most of the time teams are just duking it out forever. They just fight. They fight. They can't end the game. They like the brawl. They live for it. I live for it. Full die, brain off. Most of the time. I don't know, like for everyone out there listening to my monologue, me and Snare have agreed. He gets 5 minutes, then he naps, and I get 5 minutes of talking, and then he naps while the game is paused. So you're gonna have to suffer through me for a little while longer. But it's always fun to watch games like this one. It's just like fight. No need to analyze anything. Just look at them go.
Oh, when Ready is there, we got another kill. Magnus is down. Well. 3K now is the lead, and wait, are they gonna fight again? Look where Malfurion is. It looks like he's scouting this Faceless Void, and they're bringing in heroes, dude. No way. All right, they're gonna try for it though. Malfurion goes forward, but he's a little bit too far afield right now. I don't think they'll be able to catch him.
I mean, there's absolutely no way in hell they kill him. They would need, I don't even know, they would need a hex on someone to kill that Faceless Void. And they're not really close to anything like that as of yet.
By the way, there's a question you asked me in the first series. What would you name your restaurants, and what kind of food would you have?
Sorry, what?
Like,
restaurant.
what kind of restaurant would you have? Yeah.
What kind of restaurant would I have? What would I serve? What would I be able to? I would make burek, you know?
What's burek?
It's like a meat pie that we make here in the Balkans. Everyone is a fan of it. But honestly, my home city has like 1,000 of those places, so probably would be the best. We don't have some. We don't have a Thai place. Like nothing like that.
Yo, Thai food is amazing. Like, oh man, Bangkok. I mean, you've seen that I don't really eat that much in general, right? Bro, honestly, I thought I legitimately gained like almost a 4 kilogram just from a few weeks in Bangkok. I was eating so much every day. It was amazing.
Nice. You enjoyed yourself there, I guess, right? Was it good? Like, we never talked about it. To everyone in the chat, he tried to make me go with him, but I was like, no. It's time for me to play some pubs and chill at home. It was in December, right? November, December, something like that. Yeah, I remember.
I spent some time on the beach. Even though the beach was like 2 hours away from Bangkok, I was like, it's worth going. I was on the beach and met a lot of cool people. Well, there's a story I can tell you, but it's a story for off camera. As we see Weaver getting himself another kill. 8 Desolator stacks. All right, bro. He's had this item for 10 minutes, right? I guarantee you he wishes he'd bought Mjolnir. I guarantee you he wishes that.
This is also good. He has the shard as well, so he farms fast. It's not really that bad. He's not using Sukuchi to farm though. That's maybe something that he could change. Like he uses Sukuchi but doesn't go through the creeps all the time. Are they getting any Aghanims, by the way, Scepters from the Alchemist? Nope, they're not. He's just farming away. He wants to carry as well. Moving towards his AC path. So, the classic Radiance Blink AC, no BKB, has Manta already as well. Gotta get rid of the time dilation, I guess.
This Alchemist must work for Elon Musk's Doge. No handouts! Do that shit yourself, bro.
Yeah, basically.
Still though, it's a 6k gold lead for the side of Winterbear. They have managed to corral Ambrella into playing mostly around this bottom side, the side of the map where Winterbear has already claimed a tier 2 tower. They have a big creep wave deep pushing top. They've been able to levy some good deep push middle, so I will say Winterbear is outmaneuvering them by forcing them to play on this side of the map, and now they get this additional kill as well. This is really good stuff from this team. They will lose the coddle, but honestly, hashtag worth, bro. Like, you force the whole enemy team here, you still control the map, you still are just not having any real pressure coming in your direction, and you still have a tier 1 bottom. That's amazing.
I don't know if I agree with someone controlling the map here. Everyone is just playing on the same place. They just jumped the brew. Like, there is no way in hell you kill him. There you go, the save from Chrono.
But like you mentioned, they do have the save from the Enchant Remnants, and now Cyrus is the one that's forced to jump himself away. They even put the BKB on Magnus. Brewmaster Split committed as well, but they're not going to find too much from this. They'll at least maybe pick up Johnny. So Johnny Pro will die on his Tusk, but 2 full ultimates, technically 3 for that one. I mean, that's still worth for me if I'm on the side of Winterbear.
There's RP still to work with on the mag. I'm surprised they didn't fight further. Like, Brew Split used, Chrono. I feel like they maybe could have continued doing something. But Faceless Void has a Monkey King bar. No Radiance, no Blinding Light is gonna stop this, man. He wants to hit. By the way, Weaver did switch up from the BKB into SNY as well, so it's almost like he's listening to you.
See now, fight. Weaver able to get sword to the disruptor at the same time. They just as quickly assassinated the Coddle, and now, oh no, Static Storm on the Weaver. He came in on the back edge of the fight, didn't retreat in time, and got skewered in by Magnus into the Static Storm, easily killed off.
Aghanim's Disruptor. That spells a problem for Winterbear. Smoked Rocket straight into the pit. Hairball. Rush is gonna fall fast.
Rush is falling fast. They've also eliminated the entirety of the gold lead. Like literally a few minutes ago, it was 6k in Winterbear's favor, but now back to even, and with this Aegis in tow, and Roshan's banner on the deck as well, certainly in favor of Ambrella Esports.
Waterrune, so sad, just left alone on the river.
Mechanics question, Liz. Oh, well, I'll ask you in a second, as we do see this Magnus trying to escape top. He will skewer back with his BKB active, but the Tusk just snowballs away. Let him go, let him go, let him go. He'll... They come in though,
let them go
with the Bristleback right behind. I'm still not so sure about the wisdom of this particular engagement. Kachal will throw out the stun, but it bounces back off the Lotus, stuns himself right now, and here comes Cirrus. They have found Kachal. They have Chrono, but it might not be necessary because Cyrus does have the bashes. At the same time, Snowball trying to protect Johnny, but it's not really going to matter because the Brewmaster right on top of him to create space for the Faceless Void. 2 kills for absolutely nothing. And the question I was going to ask you is, well, before the mechanics question, is this Faceless Void ever going to die again this game?
If they get some control item, I think they can kill him. They're getting too many kind of defensive items on their side, I feel like. So, I'm not really sure. Probably he will not, unless he makes a big mistake. They haven't had the cleanest game on both sides, so I wouldn't be surprised if he goes in and dies somewhere, dives a bit too hard.
Now it's time for the mechanics question, brother. Faceless Void has MKB as well as a Serrated Shiv, right? Serrated Shiv attacks have a 20% chance to give True Strike, and for the MKB, you have an 80% chance to pierce through evasion, right? Can they proc on the same attack, both of these things? Because pierce and True Strike aren't the same thing anymore.
I have no clue. I have literally no idea.
But they should, right? Because MKB and crit can proc on the same strike, and these are two different effects. You just can't proc the same effect on two separate attacks, but I think you should be able to get both. In the base right now, Brewmaster about to die. Can't get off his ultimate. There's no Chronosphere that's there in time. He will lose his life. In the meantime, there is a Magnetize going in onto this Faceless Void, bouncing him outside of the base. So for now, Winter Bear have managed to maintain their defense, but they're not tired. They don't want just defense, they want offense. They're trying to go out, but unfortunately the Chrono, they're onto this Earth Spirit. Tusk rolled into it, as well as a Static Storm on top. They've already lost one, make that two. Magnus able to skewer away from the Swarm Bugs right now, as Cyrus is still very much alive. Still has an Aegis to play around with, trying to lead in onto Delight. He will eventually lose his first life to this long-ranging right click. No! He's still alive, 42 HP. He actually stayed living by some miracle. At the same time, Bristleback might not be as lucky. They're chasing him down right now. Some additional attacks. Finally, he will end up falling. But on the back line of the fight, Sirius, he went back in. They were able to bring down the Tusk. And now let's see if the fight can keep going. No Chrono available. No RP is at the ready. But Magnus is about to die. He loses his life before he can use that spell. It's a double kill for Malfurion Storm Rage. While Sirius goes onto the back line to clean up this Keeper of the Light. But now might find himself very isolated. Manta style to evade the silence. Can he fight through all of this by his lonesome? Pastel is actually about to die. Very, very, very narrowly able to roll away from the final right click. Unfortunately, Sirius unable to do the same. Malfurion Storm Rage kills him. That is the answer to the question I asked you. You said he might get sloppy. Indeed, it happens. And that is a fight that Winter Bear are able to come back from and defend the high ground during all.
Yeah, a lot of buybacks, right? Like they used one on the Earth Spirit and one on the Coddle, so two. Not too many, maybe three would be a lot, but two are kinda, you know, you can live with that. Manageable, I should say. But yeah, a very long, prolonged fight in which they didn't have to stick around for as long as they have. They had some really good start. They got a lot of good pickoffs, good kills. Continued fighting for way too long, and now they don't have a buyback on Faceless Void.
They do have a Blink Dagger on Disruptor though, so this could be very interesting. Unless he dies, just heads up! And he does! Oh no, no Raptor, no buyback for him either. Magnus is back in the fray with a Blink RP at the ready, but they've already lost the tier 3 tower. Some of these rulings taking quite a hefty amount of damage, and there's no way they can threaten Kachal off the back of this.
They should know that they should continue pushing for sure, right?
Yeah. Oh, they kicked out the Bristle. He gets forced back into the base though, but they're still chasing him. Johnny's right on top of him. The Snowball followed him in back into the base. That will enable them to find that kill. Forced off out onto Johnny, prevents him from dying to the tier 3 tower. So that's two heroes on the deck, one of whom does have buyback. Let's see how far Winter Bear want to push this. Another kick out the base. It's the Brewmaster, but not as easy of a customer this time around. So that one will end in failure. They do force a buyback from the Bristleback, however. So let's see if they can flee from this. SY has Blink in 10 seconds, but it's 10 seconds too long. Everybody else from Winter Bear is out. A buyback was forced. A tier 3 was taken. Winter Bear have really solidified their prospect of winning game 1.
Coddle just, well, they didn't solidify anything, by the way. They're not winning this game at the moment. This game is anyone's. Coddle just killed his Tusk, by the way. Tusk jumped in with Aghanims, kicked the Panda out, wanted to snowball on the Panda, but Coddle blinding lighted him to the cliff, and because of that, the Tusk didn't go low ground, he was stuck on the high ground. So he dies. Kinda funny. But what can you do? It happens, yeah.
Question, should Disruptor, because they were setting up middle for a potential play onto the Weaver, should Raptor think about buying Aether Lens to help with those kind of situations?
He's got Blink already. I don't think Aether Lens is necessary. I think what you need now is like a Neon Disc or a Glimmer or you know, one of these items to keep you alive. You don't need any more range. You've got more than enough. He's got Keen-Eyed as well and Trusty Shovels, so might be dead though.
He is about to die though. You know, it's a good thing he died here because he had a gem queued up and probably he's like, yeah guys, if I buy this gem, I cannot carry this item. Somebody else has to take it. Make some space in the inventory, of course.
He needs a ghost or something. There are no nullifiers on the other side. A ghost, glimmer, these kind of items will make the game a little bit easier for him, as he is the #1 target. Public enemy #1.
Also, by the way, Weaver changed his mind again. Instead of finishing the SNY, he finished Hurricane Pike instead and then went in for a Revenant's Brooch. So that's where some of this absurd damage is coming from this Weaver right now.
Yeah, he had it for a long time. The latest one was the BKB as well, right? Like he's got that now. 9 seconds cooldown BKB to work with, and on top of all of that, 6,000 gold. By the way, the man can finish on anything he wants to. He can buy a rapier at this point.
Also, I want you to think about how strange it is that we're in an era of Dota where the responsible quote-unquote item for a carry player to buy isn't always BKB.
It was always like that. It's just that it was harder to read when it's bad, when it's great. Like BKB is, of course, it got nerfed, so it's not as strong as it used to be. But I don't think this was like an unresponsible BKB purchase or anything like that. It's still an okay BKB game.
As long as he's not the first one caught. If he comes in second in the fight, it's going to be incredible. But if he's the first one caught, it's going to feel a little bit rough. For now, though, still a lot of Dota to still be played out. Brewmaster just picked up a young Manta style as well. So will not be affected that much by the Geo Grip coming out of this Earth Grid.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Level 25 on Weaver soon as well. He's got it with this Wisdom Shrine. It's nice to get the Gemnet attack when you've got some crits. This +1 Gemnet attack, you can kill off supports on your own. Faceless Void, of course, already had a +20 backtrack chance, which is interesting. By the way,
He's dead. He's fine. Easy kill. They are not going to Roche. Okay, they're feeling a little bit concerned. Okay, they are going to Roche. Okay. I was concerned for a second, but then they decided that the Disruptor cancelled his TP to go back. Stuck around with his 2 cores so they can actually take the Aegis. Sadly, because the whole team is not here and Roche has just roared, Winter Bay know that this is happening, but I don't think they're going to be brave enough to come in without the Tusk. Now, they catch on to Delight. They have some vision on top of him because the Bristleback is the one that's carrying the gem at the moment. Delight will almost certainly end up taking a tumble here. Cyrus, bro, this is one of those those games you dream about. Where you get Aegis, you get a cheese, you give the banner to somebody else, and then you immediately get a kill afterwards. Feels good. And now, oh, Furion! He's actually gonna get caught. There's a Chrono right on top of him. They want to try and find him, but he does have Sakuchi and Time-Lapse. Do they have the bashes? Yes, they do! He's gone! He is down for the count. Weaver, baby, cannot do anything for the future aspect of this fight.
it was kind of a cool play from him to force himself on the low ground. I actually thought he might even live through all of that, because I thought he might survive. It took a bit for the Void to get there. Still though, does die. How do you def this without him? Gonna be hard, maybe even a buyback forced. No buyback on the Coddle, of course. Tusk with a passive Midas, massive Midas.
That's the worst part about that death. That he actually, just as the Chrono finished, he was hoping for the combo, right? He literally shift queued BKB time-lapse, but unfortunately BKB is no longer instant cost, so he didn't manage to stop on. Mid lane, we are gonna see Kacha. Oh no, the self-stun! That is just tragic. Whose Yules was that? Oh, the Cyclone. All right. Shout out to the Brewmaster. Perfectly timed Cyclone to make sure Kachel would hurt himself.
Well, he was trying to creep skip a bit to prevent this push from going, and he did kinda stop it.
Dire's middle tower is under
Not
attack.
absolutely, but kinda. It got delayed, and maybe they'll have everyone. By the time these creeps push, maybe they'll have everyone to stand and fight.
That Chrono is back online. Lane of Rax is almost certain to be taken here. And if I'm playing on the side of Ambrella, there's absolutely no reason to go back. Still have an Aegis, still have a Cheese, still have all our ultimates online besides Brewmaster, which will be up in a minute. So just keep going, boys.
Alright, they have the shard and the cheese.
Oh, RP will be committed, but it just holds the Weaver inside the Chrono as well. But they laid their stuns over one another, so they don't have enough to bring the Weaver down. Now there's the refresh. RP into the static storm! Are you kidding me? Enchant Remnant will save the Weaver for now, but it cannot do anything for the Coddle. He is down, so is the Earth Spirit. How will the rest of this fight unfold? We're losing life number 1 from the Faceless Void. He's now respawning. Do they have enough to take him? Pastel coming in with the buyback. They have all the magic damage, all the lockdown, all the physical damage, and it ultimately is enough. They lose the Faceless Void. They end up giving up the Bristle as well.
This might be
So
game.
although they gained the lane of Rax in the mid lane, what a massive turnaround. And the thing is, Liz, they know that it's a buyback, a dieback. They know for a fact that that's the case.
Yeah, this might be a game. Pastel and John U Pro gonna go straight for let's see, perhaps Drone. I think there's nothing stopping you. There's a buyback on Bristle, buyback on Disruptor that's available.
Dire's
They need to
bottom
somehow
tower
delay.
is under attack.
They're gonna have to buy back for sure. They don't have RP on Mag. They need to play around pulling people into the throne if they want to stand a chance here.
Brother, you're the one that's building the Wind Waker.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm not sure. That's probably not the best option for him, but
Back, Johnny, he finds the Brewmaster. They bring him in. Can they kill him before the split comes out? He's able to pop the cheese. Stay alive for now. He is not gone down just yet, and he will not. There's going to be beautiful static storm onto absolutely everybody with the Brewmaster and the Magnus damage going silly. They are losing all of their heroes. 3 down already. There might be a 4th. Weaver trying to do something here. Can he get himself out of here? He's doing his utmost. He has the Thunder Strike on top of him. Glimpse back into the middle of the fray. And they are going to be able to put him in mortal territory. Still not dead just yet though. Still fighting. Still trying to do what he can. The Tusk able to run interference. Johnny gives up his life though. That's a dieback on the Tusk. That's another death on the Coddle with no buyback. And they call it
GG.
what the fuck? Winter Bear, throw in the towel. GG, well played. Not enough buybacks, not enough damage, not enough in the tank. The Faceless Void of Ambrella Esport will be able to put them in a position where they go to victory. That last play, Lizard, Static Storm on top of 4 heroes with Brew. Welcome back, one and all. We are here, super excited for Game 2 of Ambrella Academy versus Winter Bay. Ambrella got the amazing win in Game 1. They were about to lay it down in Game 2. Changed. What happened, brother? What happened?
The worst thing that can happen happened, right? Like, it seems that one of these teams, unfortunately, have got a bit of an issue when it comes to the internet connection or something like that. I'm not sure. Outage. In any case, it does happen from time to time. Unfortunately, it happened once again for these boys. Like, we've seen the same scenario in the last qualifier with multiple teams. Usually it was the electricity issue, and yeah, they can't continue playing, especially when they won. That's the saddest part, right? Like, you win Game 1, and then you can't continue playing the series.
Yeah, I think it would have been one thing as a fluke, a stolen victory, you know, where you're like, they had no chance, but they made a miracle happen at the last moment. But
Yep.
they were playing that game very well. right? In fact, after they took the lane of Rax from the side of Winter Bear middle, when I was like, oh, this is going to help them, you were like, no, 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 my friend. The game is still very even. Anything can happen. And you were correct. The side of Ambrella Academy were able to still come back, have some really good engagements. But sadly, the external world sometimes has a greater impact on your Dota ability and your success in a tournament than your actual individual skills. So we are here now having to deal with the situation. Ambrella Academy, they're not out of the tournament just yet. It's only a game two rather, disqualification. So they'll still be back tomorrow. If they play tomorrow, what do you think? From some of the runs that we've seen from other teams in previous qualifiers in the lower bracket, what do you think their chances are of at least getting to like top 4, top 3 situations, given how they played this game one?
I think they can get to top 3. Like these two teams are probably the ones to look out for when it comes to getting that position after VP and Nigma. I'm not sure if anyone else is much better, much stronger. I feel like there are maybe teams that are even, but from what I recall in the previous qualifier, that better than Winter Bear. So I expect something. I expect them to be the third position probably. What about you?
From what I saw here, honestly, I do think that in a best of 3, I think Winter would win in a best of 3 because it does feel like that game 1 draft, Winter wasn't taking it extremely seriously. So if they started drafting better, I do think that they would have an advantage overall. But I really like how Ambrella, I think one thing that was impressing me about Ambrella is they were able to understand when they were strong. So it wouldn't be one of those things, guys, I need X and Y items before I can start fighting. Somebody would be like, I've reached this level, or one of the supports that I got this item, we're actually strong enough to fight right now. Go fight. Or the enemy team would use their ultimates and they're like, guys, we're still waiting for our next timing, but we're strong enough to fight now. So I would say that I think Ambrella is, from what I saw, more skilled, but Winter just has more experience and understanding of the game. And I'm not sure how that's going to play out over the course of the whole tournament.
Yeah, I would say I'm not sure. Like both of these teams are these two teams. I'd still maybe say Winter Bear if they have a normal draft with a normal offlaner are stronger. I'm not sure because it was very hectic. The game was absolutely insane. It could go one way or the other. It depends on how you itemize and what you play, what heroes you play. That is, after all they did have an alchemist on the offlane when you think about it, right? And almost no team fighting abilities on the other side. You had Brewmaster Split, you had Chronosphere, you had RP, and Disruptor ult. Like you said, the draft will play a major part.
Well, sadly, we'll not be getting a second draft between these two squads, at least not today. There's still some potential for these two squads to meet later on in the tournament, but of course, you need to tune in to every single game to make sure that that is the case. Of course, for now, we do have another elongated break, not as what we were expecting, but nonetheless what we have right now. 2.5 hours from now, please return for our final series of the day, as we're not going to have Elimination Dota just yet, got to hold your horses on that one, but we are going to be stepping in to some upper bracket matches, which will determine who will be the first team to enter into our upper bracket final from the first seed. Well, of course, with Ambrella going down, Winter Bear going forward, that matchup is going to be between the side of Winners Esports as well as Virtus Pro. So please tune in 2.5 hours to see that matchup here for DreamLeague Season 26 qualifiers with Snare and Lizard for the MESWA qualifiers. And we'll see you soon. Ish.